In the ever-changing chaos of Limbo, bits of forest and meadow, ruined castles, and isolated islands drift through a tumult of fire, water, earth, and wind. The foremost inhabitants of this inhospitable plane are the toad-like Slaadi. Slaadi are undisciplined and have no formal hierarchy, although weaker Slaadi obey stronger ones under the threat of annihilation. Long ago, Primus, overlord of the Modrons, created a gigantic, geometrically complex stone imbued with the power of law. He then cast it adrift into Limbo, believing that the stone would bring order to the chaos of that plane and halt the spread of chaos to other planes. As the stone's power grew, it became possible for creatures with ordered minds, such as Modrons and Githrazai, to create enclaves in Limbo. However, Primus's creation had unforeseen side effects. The chaotic energy absorbed by the stone spawned the horrors that came to be known as Slaadi. Sages refer to Primus's massive creation as the spawning stone for this reason. The Slaadi wiped out every last Modron enclave in Limbo. As creatures of utter chaos, Slaadi loathe Modrons and attack them on sight. Nonetheless, Primus stands by his creation and either doesn't perceive the Slaadi as threats or chooses to ignore them. Slaadi have horrific cycles of reproduction. Slaadi reproduce either by implanting humanoid hosts with eggs, or by infecting them with a transformative disease called Chaos Phage. Each collar of Slaad reproduces or transforms in a different way, with red Slaadi spawning blue and green Slaadi, and blue Slaadi spawning red and green. Each green Slaadi undergoes a lifelong cycle of transformation into the more powerful Grey and Death Slaadi. With each transformation, the Slaad retains its memories. Some Slaadi can transform into the humanoid creatures from which they were originally spawned. These Slaadi return to the material plane to sow discord in the guise of their former selves. The bone hooks that protrude from the back of a blue Slaad's hands inflict a terrible transformative disease on humanoids wounded by them. This infection, called Chaos Phage, transforms its victims into a fully grown red Slaad, or a green Slaad if the host was a spellcaster able to cast 3rd level spells or higher. Blue Slaads are 10-foot-tall bipeds that weigh approximately 1,000 pounds, resembling roughly humanoid toads with light, electric blue skin marked with gray streaks. Despite being bigger, broader, and stronger than their red Slaad counterparts, they are also more limber and have longer snouts. As opposed to the larger hands of the red Slaad, Blue Slaads have two long scimitar-like hooks of bone protruding from the back of both of their hands. Otherwise, they are typically identical in bodily structure, complexion, and dress to the Red Slaad. Blue Slaads are only marginally more intelligent than Red Slaads and share their other behaviors, namely their poor tempers. Strength was the only trait they valued, and they constantly sought to prove their own. The fighting style of the Blue Slaad allow them to attack with both of their actual claws and their bone protrusions. They specialize in fighting en masse and are usually found in groups, being able to coordinate effectively by the low standards of the Red Slaad. At the same time, they aren't exactly tactically superior, typically just wading into combat with tooth and claw, throwing enemies overhead and furiously slashing at anything close enough. As a result of their surly nature, they have a tendency to attack most other creatures on sight. Let's take a moment to look at the blue Slaad stat block, which appears on page 276 of the Monster Manual. The blue Slaad is a large aberration, and it is chaotic neutral. It has an armor class of 15, and it has 123 hit points, with a speed of 30 feet. Its strength score is 20, its dex score is 15, with a constitution of 18, intelligence of 7, wisdom of 7, and charisma of 9. It has a +1 in the perception skill, and it is resistant to acid, cold, fire, lightning, and thunder damage. It has dark vision out to a range of 60 feet, and it has a passive perception of 11. It can speak Slaad and has telepathy out to a distance of 60 feet. The blue Slaad has magic resistance, which gives it advantage on saving throws against spells and other magical effects. It also has regeneration. The Slaad regains 10 hit points at the start of each of its turns if it has at least 1 hit point. The blue Slaad has the multi-attack action, which lends it the ability to make 3 attacks, 1 with its bite and 2 with its claws. Its bite attack is a +8 to hit, with a reach of 5 feet that accounts for 1 target, which deals 2d6 + 5 piercing damage on a hit. Its claw attack is a +8 to hit, with a reach of 5 feet that accounts for 1 target. On a hit, it deals 2d6 + 5 slashing damage. If the target is a humanoid, it must succeed on a difficulty class 15 Constitution saving throw, or be infected with a disease called Chaos Phage. While infected, the target cannot regain hit points, and its hit point maximum is reduced by 3d6 every 24 hours. If the disease reduces the target's hit point maximum to 0, the target instantly transforms into a red Slaad, or, if it has the ability to cast spells of 3rd level or higher, a green Slaad. Only a wish spell can reverse this transformation. If you enjoyed this video and you would like to see more content like this, please drop a comment down below. And be sure to get out your own bone talons and slash that like button, giving it the chaos phage and spreading the disease across YouTube and the internet in general. And if you would like to be so generous, please consider hitting the subscribe button. And I have more DM guide videos and perhaps more paint videos coming up. So, until we meet again, traveler, hail and well met.